Griff Hamlin here. Welcome and thanks for joining me. In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about kind of a different way to approach your pentatonic scales or your blues scales. We commonly use boxes 1 and 2. So, you know, we have box 1 and we have box 2, and I'm in the key of A minor, which is also C major, okay? But a lot of times, there's a lot of great stuff to be had if instead of looking at the fretboard from a 6th string root, if we look at the fretboard from a 5th string root, okay? And this is actually box 4. So you'll notice it starts exactly the same. And then instead of doing that again, well, we've hit the B string, so we have to slide up a fret. But notice that other than that, it's the same finger movement. So other than that one slide, it's a very similar finger movement. And by getting really comfortable playing in that region, certain keys are really going to lend themselves to that. The key of A is a great one, for example. But E, F, G, A all have a lot of really nice stuff that goes on in that region of the fretboard that we just commonly don't use. So what it's kind of cool to do is to take maybe a lick that you know in box 1 and see how to refinger it in boxes 4, 5, 4, 3, you know, just kind of all that region right around there. So let me show you what I mean. If we have something in the way of like this, okay, that's a really common box 1 idea, you know. And it's right there in box 4, but up an octave. And it actually almost falls easier under the fingers if I do it there, okay? Or, and it's just right there. If you just look at where you are in the pattern, right? Knowing that these are my roots, and that's, you know, the one right below my root matches up with this one. Okay, so we have basically a mirror image. And it'll take a little bit of experimentation, you know, to figure out which ones of these work the best. You can even, you know, if you go up to that high A, you know, there's a really common lick. You just kind of stretch for it. You can totally find it. You can also do that kind of slide. This is a little box 3. So instead of playing like this, you can and slide up to 5, and then you're at box 1 again. So there's just a lot of great music that can be played right there. And as far as I've found, the best way to really get the most out of that is simply, like I say, to take an idea that you would normally play in box 1 and try to figure out how you would play that same idea in box 4. And in the process of doing that, you learn the scale really well and you learn some new licks. You know, usually they're going to be an octave higher depending on how it's working out. Like if you're going from the key of E, that would be, you know, box 5, that'd be here. So all those same notes, but you've got some extra notes. And you can even, you know, like I say, you can take that and move it on up further into box 1. So, you know, it's not like there are necessarily specific licks in box 4 that are, you know, unique to box 4. They tend to be the same ideas that we use in box 1, just moved up an octave or in the same octave, just in a different region of the fretboard. So really what I'm trying to do in this video is just get you to think a little bit differently and experiment with that. You know, put on a jam track, limit yourself to playing in box 4 and see what you come up with. It might surprise you. The best bend places, and let's say I was in E again, is right here and right here. So it's the 2 notes on the 2nd string and also the highest note on the top string. That bends up to the root. And those are really, you know, those are really the best places that you're going to bend in that pattern. So anyway, I hope you get something out of this. I hope you kind of experiment with a little bit and see what you can come up with. I really, really love this pattern. I use it all the time. You know, I watch guys like Joe Bonamassa and other players that seem to have a really good grasp of the fretboard. I see them use this pattern a lot, so I know I'm not the only one. There's just a lot of great music to be found there, and I hope you'll play around with it, and hope you'll find something new for yourself. All right? I'll see you in the next video.